There are no shortcuts to getting highly coveted press coverage for your brand, only smart cuts like the DIY PR project. Learn how to grow your brand's credibility with PR on a budget with me by your side. This program is your all-in-one membership with expert training, customizable templates, and a supportive community to cheer you on every step of the way. Join us and start growing your business with free publicity today. Sign up now at diy-pr.com. Hey friends, welcome back. Today's episode is a little bit different and it's a special one. I thought, hey, let's switch it up a bit because it's my birthday week. While I'm all about looking forward, this is also a great time personally for me to reflect. And I have been reflecting on a number of things. One of the things is this quote that's been really sticking with me lately that I came across on social media. It goes like this: no amount of regret changes the past. No amount of anxiety changes the future, but any amount of gratitude changes the present. And this week, I am grateful for another trip around the sun. This year has had a lot of trials and tribulations, but a lot of triumphs for me personally and for my business as well. So I want to kind of deep dive into this because anxiety and gratitude are definitely two feelings that I feel just about daily. There is also a lot of neuroscience on the relationship between anxiety and gratitude, more specifically about how gratitude can help alleviate anxiety, especially as entrepreneurs, as founders, creatives, what have you. We carry so much. There's the pressure to perform, the pressure to provide, the pressure to keep pushing all the time. But when we return to gratitude, we return to presence. We remember how far we've come. We celebrate the little things along with the big things. So today, I wanted to do something that I've not done on the show before. I'd actually love to do a little bit more of. Today, I want to share 15 of my favorite quotes, mantras, and thought starters that I've come across that have kept me grounded and growing, not just in business, but in life. So think of this episode as a little pocket pep talk, so to speak, a cheerleader in your earbuds, and a moment to exhale and recenter. Here we go. My first favorite quote: success doesn't come from what you do occasionally, it comes from what you do consistently. Listening, I hope you know by now, if you've been with me this far, that it is not about hustling harder. Business is not about hustling harder. It's about showing up over and over and over again, even when it gets hard. Because when we're consistent, and that includes with our boundaries, with our habits, even our messaging, our marketing, our ops, or all of the things, that's where the magic happened, because progress is made in those small and ordinary moments, not just the grand ones. We love the grand ones because we get that dopamine rush that comes along with it, right? But progress is not always linear either. So stay consistent. Number 2, buy it nice or buy it twice. Ooh, this one is all about investments in your tools, your people, your team, your agencies, your education. This shortcut is often the scenic route in disguise. When you invest in quality, not just about the price, but the value that you're getting, you build a more solid foundation for your business, and that pays off again and again. How many of us have purchased something because it was the cheaper option and seemed good enough, only to be disappointed later on that now this thing is broken, it's not going to fix. I've just kind of like lost out on my investment, learning the hard way, and I got to go back and buy the nicer thing anyway. Electronics are a great example of this, but honestly, this can also come down to coaching as well as communities, any kind of investment back into your business. So really think about it. Is it worth it just to buy the cheapest option or the best option? Which leads me to quote number 3. If you're worried about the price of getting started, you should see the cost of staying where you are. This one stings a little bit, right? Because it's true. Fear of risk keeps so many people stuck, but staying stuck has a cost. So you might not be paying a price for the thing that's going to get you ahead, but by staying motionless, there's a cost to that. Costs you your time, your energy, your potential, your growth. Growth requires movement and momentum, even when it's scary. Number 4, the wisdom you have now is gained from the times you didn't have it. Have you ever heard about failing forward? This is kind of what I get from this quote as well, too. We need to normalize learning as we go because every wrong turn or every wrong step or move that we make gives us insight if you're open to listening to it. That client, that was a red flag, that launch that flopped, that moment you wanted to give up, that was all data, right? That was all wisdom that now you have. You don't have to be perfect and know all the things, but you have to pay attention to the signals that your failures are giving you. What are you learning that now is probably going to save you time, energy, resources, and money next time you come across a similar hurdle? So that's how I look at my failures because I fail at something just about every day. But what I gain in return, that wisdom, is incredibly priceless. Number 5, clear is kind. I have struggled with this. Listen, I work in communications, and nevertheless, once in a while, I feel like I can't find the right words sometimes to explain something, especially with my team, my colleagues, and so forth. Particularly as a woman, we oftentimes, or I oftentimes, I mean, I can only speak for myself, want to kind of soften the blow, so to speak, if I have to deliver tough news or, constructive criticism and so forth. But we have to learn that we can still be kind, but deliver things clearly. And by delivering things clearly, it's actually doing the recipient of the message that you're delivering a big favor because so much can be lost in the gray space of, did she mean this? Did she mean that? So this little mantra, which actually our HR team shared with me once, this changed everything for me. Clarity isn't cold, it's compassionate. So when we communicate clearly, we save time, we protect not just our energy, but the energy of people around us, and we build trust. So this also means say what you mean. You can say it kindly, but please, we got to be more direct. Number 6, you cannot miss what is meant for you. This is a deep breath in quote form, especially for me. You don't have to force it. The client, the opportunity, the pivot, the media coverage, whatever it is, if it is truly for you, it won't pass you by and you'll know. This doesn't mean that you don't show up. It just means that you can release the pressure. What's yours will stay. It is coming for you. I really, really do believe, and good things are always coming our way. The good things that are meant for us. Listen, I also work in an industry where I hear no's, right? From journalists, from potential clients, from whomever, more than I hear yeses. So I think this is a lot of businesses based on a lot of the interviews we've done on this podcast. It's not just me. And part of being an entrepreneur is building resilience. Building resilience and also having optimism. I get kicked down as much as I get built up, right? And just understanding that there is a level of surrender that we also need to take in building a business, I hope gives a little bit of comfort, right? Because you can do all of the things. You can have the perfect pitch, the perfect proposal, the price is right, the presentation is beautiful, everything is perfect. But if it's not meant for us, right? If it's not meant for us, we have to accept that, right? And sometimes the universe shows us in very, very strange ways that maybe what's meant for us is just not meant for us right now. Okay. So I absolutely love this quote. Every time I get served a disappointment, which is awesome, I actually have this on a post-it note at my desk. You cannot miss what is meant for you. Number 7, I got to check myself on this one a lot. Slow is smooth and smooth is fast. Raise your hand if you've ever rushed a project only to redo it later. I hate this. I hate this. I like things fast, but I want them to also be perfect, basically. And so, if you're someone like me who is a little bit of a perfectionist, you can understand. Speed is important in business. So, I'm not saying to you know, tame down all of the speed, take it out, air out the tires. No, but sometimes the fastest path is the most intentional one because when we slow down and we take our time and do it right the first time, kind of like quote number two, buy it nicer, buy it twice. Okay. When we slow down and we build well, we gain momentum, right? It's sort of like pushing a boulder up the hill. We want to get to that point where we've done the work, right? And now I can just go dip and have it smooth sailing after that, right? Sustainability is what we're talking about. We gain momentum and build sustainability in our businesses by doing it right. We stop spinning our wheels and make sure that we're taking care in every step of the way. Also, related to quote number 8 that I want to share, which is you cannot scale broken. And sometimes business teaches us to slow down just a little bit because there are things that need our attention. They need to be fixed. So I want to say this again for the people in the back. You cannot scale what is broken. Before you go viral, before you open that second location, before you hire a team, fix the foundation. You cannot grow in the chaos. Strengthen your systems, your offer, your ox, then scale. And the best way to scale is remember this. Number 9, systems run the business. People run the systems. I cannot remember what book I read. I have so many entrepreneur books. I should do a podcast on my favorite ones too. Which book it was that explained this, but this could not be more true. And working myself, operating, owning a PR agency, there's a lot of uncertainty. I talk to my clients about this a lot. Very few guarantees, a lot of uncertainty. This is something that I really have spent a lot of time and energy on is building systems for my practice because processes lend themselves to predictability, especially for your team, because burnout happens when you're trying to do everything. But freedom comes from delegation and automation versus abdication. So if you want more peace in your business, build systems that support you and the business, and then hire great people to run the systems. Hey there, I want to invite you to join our Grow Your Wealth community over on Slack. It's a safe space to network and connect with podcast guests, entrepreneurs, and wellness minded pros just like you. Head to growyourwealthpodcast.com/community to join us. That's growyourwealthpodcast.com/community. I look forward to seeing you over there. Number 10, being booked and busy is not the same as being in demand. Repeat my words. Busyness isn't always a badge of honor. Sometimes it's a distraction. In demand means in alignment, okay? Intentional, booked with the right things, not just more things, okay? Your calendar is sacred, especially if you are a founder or a CEO, an entrepreneur, even just the head of a department, right? Your calendar, your time, your energy is really dependent on what you have on your schedule, right? So make sure that you're not just busy, but that you have things on your plate that actually move your business forward. Number 11, don't sabotage your future peace because familiar chaos is comfortable. Ooh, the swing cuts deep. Just because you have always done it this way doesn't mean it's the right way, okay? Zoom out, slow down. Peace can feel boring if you've lived in survival mode, but thriving is why we started these businesses, right? I didn't start my business just to survive. I didn't start my business to work more. I started it for freedom. I started it for flexibility. I started it so I could thrive. That is the real prize, right? So don't sabotage your future peace just because familiar chaos is comfortable. I talked about this on an episode with Dr. Nicole Garitano a few months back. I'm someone in my human design, I'm called a manifesting generator, and I'm just someone who thrives with multiple balls in the air. So I really struggle with this. I wouldn't call it chaos. I just call it a lot of things happening all at once. But you want to take a moment and really ensure that your nervous system feels in alignment. I actually have a quote on this coming up as well too. Number 12, entrepreneurship is not just building a business, it's rebuilding yourself. Every pivot, every lesson, every breakthrough, it changes you, right? Entrepreneurship is one of the greatest personal development journeys we will take. It's confronting, it's expansive, it's hard work, but it's worth it. They say. I know, I do think 9 years into it, I think it's worth it. 13, not all storms come to disrupt your life. Some come to clear your path. Sometimes the hard seasons are honestly the most clarifying. I'll admit 2024 was a hard season for my business. It, bled into 2010, the beginning of 2025 as well too. But what that revealed to me was what was no longer working. The storm disrupted my life, but it also ultimately cleared our path. We've got, thank God, clear skies. Okay. But we've got to sometimes weather those storms. Something more aligned can rise in its place, right? Without rain, we would have no flowers, right? So not all storms come to disrupt your life. Some come to clear your path. Number 14, the true measure of success is a calm nervous system. Deep breaths. Let that sink in. When was the last time you felt calm in your business, that you felt like you could sleep and sleep well? Okay. The true measure of success is a calm nervous system. It's not how many followers you have. It's not even how much revenue. It's not these vanity metrics. It's about how you feel in your body. Can you breathe? Can you rest? Can you enjoy what you have built? If not, it's time to re-examine how your business is run, right? Do you trim down your offers? Do you trim your team? Do you expand your team? Do you need a vacation? Whatever that looks like. But remember, ultimately, why you got into this business. It was not to live in that survival mode like we talked about just a minute ago. It was really about probably all the things that most entrepreneurs want. They want to make an impact. And while they're making an impact, they also want to live comfortably. And that includes not just financially, but wellness, right? They want to have good health, good financials, and really built something that they've enjoyed too. And number 15, peace over profit, but preferably both. Yes, because we are allowed to want both the business, the life, the impact, the income, and have it all available to us. But remember, nothing is more important than your peace. This is something I have really dialed into. I have literally meditated on this. I have slowed down when I get an opportunity that crosses my desk, right? They say if it's not a hell yes, it's a no. And a lot of that comes down to your peace. What will this opportunity that someone's saying is great, what will it cost you more than you'll get in return, right? That's really what we're talking about when it comes to peace over profit. Sometimes money is not enough, right? We've got to make sure that we're clear on our North Star in our business and that all of our decisions, what's on our calendars, the systems that we set up are set up because that is what our mission is making sure that we are achieving or reaching that North Star. So the more regulated, present, clear we are, we can choose peace over profit. But again, ideally, we have both. If this episode gave you a little spark today, I want to invite you to keep the conversation growing. You can join us at the Grow Your Wealth community at growyourwealthpodcast.com/community. You'll find others that just get it or going through it alongside with you. To celebrate my birthday, I've got some amazing discounts and wellness products, by the way, healthy skincare, supplements, courses, and more. over at growyourwealthpodcast.com. Go check that out. And also through August 10th, drum roll, this is our only big sale of the year. We are offering 50% off the DIY PR project through August 10th. 50% off. Okay. So that's for our annual membership. So instead of $1,000 a year, we're offering this just for a few more days over at DIY-PR.com. You can sign up for only $500 for the year, and we'll help you bring your PR in-house, train your team with the DIY PR project. Again, that's DIY-PR.com. Use the code BDAY, all one word. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today. I'm so looking forward to the next year ahead. I appreciate every single one of you that has taken a moment to listen to this podcast. If this episode or others have really inspired you, I'd love to invite you to leave a review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or YouTube. And hey, send me a screenshot over at podcast@factorpr.com and I'll buy you a coffee. Thanks so much. Thank you so much for listening. I hope this episode deposited some useful advice and insights to help you grow your wealth. If you enjoyed today's episode, be sure to subscribe so you don't miss any future conversations. You can find more resources, episode details, and updates at growyourwealthpodcast.com. And let's keep the conversation going on Instagram. Follow me at Grow Your Wealth Podcast. I'd love to hear your thoughts, questions, or takeaway from today's show. Until next time, remember, burnout is optional. Take care, and I'll see you next week.